Nicholas Patrick Hayden, July 30, 1981 – May 22, 2017, nicknamed the Kentucky Kid, was an American professional motorcycle racer who won the MotoGP World Championship in 2006. Hayden began racing motorcycles at a young age. He began his road racing career in the CMRA before progressing to the AMA Supersport Championship and then to the AMA Superbike Championship. He won the AMA title in 2002 and was approached by the Repsol Honda team to race for them in MotoGP. In his first season he performed well, finishing 5th in the championship and winning the Rookie of the Year award. However, this was followed by a difficult second season in which he could only manage 8th overall. Hayden then rallied in the 2005 season by scoring his first Grand Prix win at Laguna, Seca, and finishing 3rd in the standings at the end of the season. The next year, 2006, would be Hayden's greatest in motorcycle racing as he won the 2006 MotoGP World title, breaking Valentino Rossi's 5-year consecutive streak. He remained with Honda for 2 more seasons without a world title, before moving to Ducati for 2009. Hayden had 5 largely unsuccessful seasons at Ducati, with his highest finishing championship position a 7th place in 2010. He subsequently moved to the Honda Aspar team in 2014 where raced for 2 seasons before returning to the Superbike World Championship. Hayden finished 5th in his first season back in World Superbikes, with the highlight of his season being a win in Malaysia. He remained in Superbikes for the 2017 season. On May 17, 2017, Hayden was hit by a car while riding his bicycle in Italy. He suffered a traumatic brain injury and died 5 days later in a local hospital. Early career Hayden was born in Owensboro, Kentucky. He started road racing with the CMRA, often against racers many times older. Hayden would often start races from the back of the grid because a family or crew member would have to hold his bike upright as his feet would not yet touch the ground. Later, at age 17, he was racing factory Honda RC45 superbikes while still in high school. In 1999, he won the AMA Supersport Championship on board a privateer Honda. In 2001, his first full season as an AMA Superbike racer, he came within 40 points of winning the championship, finishing behind only champion Matt Lawton and runner-up Eric Bostrom. The 2002 season, however, would see Hayden answering the bell. He won the Daytona 200 on a Honda Superbike en route to becoming the youngest ever AMA Superbike champion, defeating reigning triple champion Matt Lawton, among others. He also entered the World Superbike round at Laguna, Seca, making a solid 4th in the first race before colliding with Noriyuki Haga in race 2. Hayden was one of a long line of American road racers to come from the American dirt track scene. In 1999, Hayden won his first Grand National Championship race, Hagerstown Half Mile, and took Rookie of the Year honors. He was also declared the AMA's Athlete of the Year. In 2000, Nicky Hayden won the Springfield Short Track. In 2002, despite racing in just a handful of dirt track events, Hayden was able to win 4 races: Springfield Short Track, twice, Springfield TT, and Peoria TT. At the Springfield TT race, the 3 Hayden brothers took the first 3 places, Nicky first, Tommy second, and Roger Lee third. The win at the 2002 Peoria TT came after beating 13-time Peoria winner, Chris Carr. Despite starting from the penalty line, Hayden only lacks a win at a mile track to join Dick Mann, Kenny Roberts Sr., Bubba Schobert, and Doug Chandler in the prestigious Grand Slam Club. MotoGP career Honda, 2003 to 2008 2003 to 2005. Immediately after winning his AMA Superbike Championship, Hayden was tapped to join not only Honda's MotoGP racing efforts, but what was arguably the premier team in MotoGP racing, Repsol Honda. Hayden also became teammate to the defending series champion Valentino Rossi. In his first year of MotoGP racing, 2003, he finished 5th in the championship points standings while riding Honda's RC211V, an achievement that won him the Rookie of the Year award. In 2004, however, Hayden had a difficult year and was widely critiqued, but he scored his first win in 2005 at Laguna, Seca. In 2005, Hayden finished 3rd in the MotoGP championship points standings behind Marco Melandri and series winner Valentino Rossi. 2006. For 2006, Hayden was charged with spearheading Repsol Honda's championship aspirations, and was the only rider to be handed the full 2006 Honda bike during pre-season testing. He led the championship from the 3rd race and looked set to break Valentino Rossi's championship winning streak. In the second-to-last round at Estoril in Portugal, teammate Dani Pedrosa lost the front end on the brakes, a low side, to avoid colliding with Hayden. The resulting low side accident took out both bikes. This left Hayden 8 points behind behind Rossi in the championship with one race left to go. In the last race of the season on October 29, 2006, Rossi crashed on lap 5 trying to make up for a poor start. Hayden won the 2006 title that day by finishing third, 9.3s, behind race winner Troy Bayliss and Loris Capirossi. 2007. On September 22, 2006, Hayden signed a 2-year agreement that allowed for him to race for and develop with the factory Honda Racing Corporation (HRC) team for the 2007 and 2008 MotoGP seasons. He utilized the 800cc Honda RC212V, and as title holders, his MotoGP racing number changed from 69 to 1 for the 2007 season. 2007 started and finished badly for Hayden, struggling with performance, and teammate Dani Pedrosa having shown what the Honda was able to do. A crash at Le Mans dropped him to 11th in the standings at this stage. However, during testing before Donington, he requested that most of the electronics be switched off and his times improved. His subsequent performance in a wet Donington and a dry Assen showed a slight return to form, challenging for 5th with his trademark sliding and tail-out non-standard lines. However, he ultimately kept crashing, with a pole and 3 podiums but no victories, proved to be the second worst defense of a championship ever recorded after Kenny Roberts Jr. The 2007 season also saw the release of an authorized biography on Hayden and his brothers the Haydens, Nicky, Tommy, and Roger, from OWB to MotoGP, timed to coincide with his return to the Red Bull US Grand Prix at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. In 2008, Hayden ran his old number 69 since Casey Stoner earned the right to run the number 1 plate after winning the MotoGP title in 2007. 2008, Donington Park marked the race debut of Honda's pneumatic valve engine, which only Hayden was using initially. In the next round at Assen, Hayden ran third from the start and was set to finish there until he ran out of fuel at the final corner, due to an electrical system problem which prevented accurate fuel monitoring. Colin Edwards captured Hayden's third-place podium moments before Hayden coasted over the line with no power, to finish 4th place. A heel injury sustained in a motocross crash put him out of 2 rounds. Relations within the team had already deteriorated, and there was further friction when Pedrosa switched tire suppliers mid-season, from the struggling Michelin to the dominant Bridgestone, without Hayden being consulted. Hayden stated, "I've never been put in the conditions to choose. Once they told me that I would have just wasted my time had I even only thought about asking for Bridgestone tires. I'm not surprised they've given them to him. Besides, at Misano I didn't even have the same fork Donnie had. No way would I think they'd let me try the new tires." This incident lent weight to the rumors that Hayden and Honda would part ways for the next season. The rumor was confirmed on September 12, 2008, when Hayden stated during a Dorna press conference, "It's no secret. Everybody knows where my next stop is going to be, but officially we're waiting to do it the right way, until the releases come out, because there's teams and stuff." This was confirmed on September 15, 2008, thus ending his 10-year relationship with Honda. Ducati, 2009 to 2013, 2009. During pre-season testing, Hayden was plagued with problems and routinely finished mid-pack or lower. His major complaint was that the GP09 was pumping during corner exits, leading to problems with grip. These problems continued throughout pre-season testing. During qualifying at the season opener Qatar GP, Hayden suffered back and chest injuries in a major crash. Battered and bruised, Hayden finished 12th in the rain-delayed race just behind former teammate Pedrosa. Despite the setbacks, Hayden seemed optimistic about the results, saying, "I'm leaving here in a really positive mood and looking forward to MotoGP." However, only further disappointment lay in wait for Hayden at MotoGP. The Ducati rider had never ridden the bike in the rain and qualified 12th. Then, during the opening lap of the race, Hayden was taken out by rookie Yuki Takahashi, who plowed through Hayden from the rear. As a result, Hayden did not finish the race and slipped further down the standings. The Jerez GP saw Hayden qualify 16th and finish 15th. On August 30, 2009, Hayden finished third at Indianapolis. Hayden finished the 2009 MotoGP Championship in 13th place, out of 18, his worst result in 7 years of racing MotoGP. His championship campaign was marked by remarkable misfortune, being speared off the track on 3 different occasions, resulting in no point-scoring races. Yuki Takahashi, Alex De Angelis and Jorge Lorenzo crashed into him at MotoGP, Misano and Phillip Island respectively. 2010. On September 3, 2009, it was confirmed that Hayden had signed a 1-year extension of contract with Ducati for the 2010 MotoGP season, ending speculation of a move away from the team. He will partner Casey Stoner once again at the team. During the off-season, Hayden had surgery on his right arm, having been suffering from compartmental syndrome, or more commonly known as arm pump. 2011. On August 28, 2010, Hayden extended his partnership with Ducati, signing a 2-year contract extension with the factory team. He was joined in the team by his former Honda teammate Valerio Valentino Rossi, who also signed a 2-year deal to partner Hayden. Hayden's 2011 season started with a 9th-place finish in Qatar, before he achieved his only podium of the season with a 3rd place at the Spanish Grand Prix at Jerez. Having avoided other incidents that eliminated several front-runners from the race, Hayden was aided by a last-lap mechanical failure for Colin Edwards to take his first podium since the previous year's race in Aragon, where he also finished in 3rd position. Hayden then finished each of the next 10 races inside the points-scoring positions, including a fastest lap during the British Grand Prix, en route to a 4th-place finish, taking top 10 finishes in all but one race, when he finished 14th in his home race at Indianapolis. He finished the race 2 laps down after making an unscheduled pit stop, having run as high as 5th during the race, after losing grip on his softer compound Bridgestone front tire, causing a higher amount of wear to the left-hand side of the tire itself. After crashing out at Misano, Hayden recorded 3 consecutive 7th-place finishes in Aragon, Japan and Australia to maintain his 8th place in the Riders' Championship. The Malaysian Grand Prix, in which Hayden had qualified 6th for, was cancelled after the death of Marco Simoncelli, before Hayden was eliminated, along with teammate Rossi, in a 4-bike first corner collision in Valencia. The incident left Hayden with a broken wrist, and was forced to miss post-season testing the following week. He ultimately finished the season 8th in the Riders' Championship. 2012. Hayden and Rossi remained with Ducati into the 2012 season. Hayden finished each of the first 10 races of the season in the points, finishing between 6th and 11th in the races. At Indianapolis, Hayden had been expecting the best performance to date for the Ducati team, believing it to be well suited to the track conditions at the circuit. However, Hayden did not take part in the race after suffering an accident at turn 14 during the qualifying session, trying to improve on his qualifying time at the time. As a result, Hayden suffered a concussion in the process, ruling him out of the race. A fractured right hand also ruled him out of the following race in the Czech Republic, although not fully recovered from his injuries. Thanks to the support of the official physiotherapist Freddie Dent, Hayden returned for the San Marino Grand Prix, where he finished in 7th position. Hayden failed to finish the Aragon Grand Prix, running wide at the final turn before crashing into a trackside wall at enough speed to launch him over the wall. He finished 8th in Japan and Australia, sandwiching a season's best 4th-place finish at the Malaysian Grand Prix. He crashed out of the final race in Valencia, finishing the season 9th in the Riders' Championship and for the first time in his career, without a podium finish. 2013. For the 2013 season, Hayden was joined in the factory Ducati team by Andrea Dovizioso, who moved from the Tech 3 Yamaha squad to replace Valentino Rossi, who returned to the factory Yamaha setup. Hayden had stated that Dovizioso was the best possible choice to replace Rossi, prior to him signing a contract. Returned to Honda with the Aspar team, 2014-2015, 2014. It was announced on October 17, 2013, that after 5 years with Ducati, Hayden had signed with the Aspar racing team for the 2014 season. Hayden partnered Hiroshi Aoyama, who moved from the Avintia Bluesens squad, with the pair riding open specification Honda RCV1000R motorcycles. Hayden did not race at the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello due to a wrist injury, which had lingered since the Spanish Grand Prix at Jerez 2 races earlier. He finished 16th in the final championship standings. 2015. For the 2015 season, Hayden remained with the Aspar racing team, to ride a new open specification Honda RC213 VRS. He was joined in the team by Eugene Laverty, who moved across from the Superbike World Championship. Returned to the Superbike World Championship. On October 8, 2015, it was announced, at the pre-race press conference for the Japanese Grand Prix, that Hayden would return to the Superbike World Championship for the 2016 season. Hayden replaced Sylvain Guintoli at the 10K Racing Run Honda squad, alongside Michael van der Mark. 2016 season. After strong pre-season testing results, Hayden finished his first race weekend with 9th and 4th at Phillip Island. At Assen, round 4, Hayden scored his first podium finish with a 3rd place in the opening race, running with the leaders before backing off in the closing stages. At Sepang, round 6, Hayden qualified 4th on the grid behind the Kawasaki's of Jonathan Ray and Tom Sykes, and the Yamaha of Alex Lowe's. After an 8th place in the first race, Hayden made a good start in the damp conditions of the second race, and overtook Lowe's into turn 2, before challenging the Kawasaki's for the lead. Hayden went around the outside of Sykes into turn 5 and followed Ray for the majority of the lap, making a strong move into the penultimate corner. Hayden established a 4-second gap over Ray and the now chasing Ducati righties of Chaz Davies and Davide Giugliano. As the race entered the last 10 laps, Giugliano moved into second ahead of Ray and Davies, having Hayden's lead with 4 laps to go. Giugliano was 1 second behind coming onto the final lap, but Hayden held the gap to win his first World Superbike race, taking Honda's first win of the season in the process. Honda's MotoGP Super Sub. Hayden returned to MotoGP for spot starts when Honda riders were injured. After Estrella Galicia 0-0 Mark VDS star Jack Miller was ruled out for the Aragon round, Hayden was called by Honda in a substitute role, finishing 15th. He returned at Phillip Island when Dani Pedrosa was ruled out following the Spaniard's crash at Motegi, marking his first appearance on a Repsol Honda since 2008, but only finished 17th after colliding with Jack Miller late in the race, who he had replaced in Aragon. 2017 season Hayden remained at Tenkate Honda, now known as the Red Bull Honda World Superbike team, for the 2017 season, partnered by Stefan Bradl. A slow start to the season saw mixed results and 3 retirements. His best result on the season was a 7th place finish in Thailand. Hayden's final race was the second race of the Motul Italian round held on May 14, 2017, where he finished in 12th place. He was in 13th place overall in the championship at the time of his passing. Honors. The FIM named him a legend in November 2015 prior to the Valencian Grand Prix. Racing history. MotoGP Teams, Repsol Honda, Ducati Corse, Drive M7 Aspar Team, Estrella Galicia 0-0 Mark VDS. Motorcycles, Honda RC211V, Honda RC212V, Ducati Desmo Sedici, Honda RC V1000R, Honda RC213VRS, Honda RC213V. First MotoGP race, April 6, 2003 Suzuka, 7th place. First MotoGP podium, October 5, 2003 Motegi, 3rd place. First MotoGP win, July 10, 2005 Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. Number of MotoGP wins, 3. Number of MotoGP podiums, 28. Highest championship position, first, 2006. Superbike World Championship. Teams, American Honda, Honda World Superbike Team. Motorcycles, Honda RC51, Honda CBR 1000RR. First Superbike race, July 14, 2002 Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, 4th place. First Superbike podium, April 16, 2016 Assen, 3rd place. First Superbike win, May 15, 2016 Sepang. Number of Superbike wins, 1. Number of Superbike podiums, 4. Highest championship position, 5th, 2016. AMA Superbike. Teams, American Honda, HRC. Motorcycles, Honda RC51, Honda RC45. First Superbike race, April 18, 1999 Willow Springs International Raceway, 12th place. First Superbike win, June 11, 2000 Road America. First Superbike podium, September 19, 1999 Pikes Peak International Raceway, 3rd place. Number of Superbike wins, 17. Number of Superbike podiums, 30. Highest championship position, first, 2002. AMA 600 Supersport. Teams, American Honda, Arion Honda, Hypercycle Suzuki. Motorcycles, Honda CBR 600F3, Honda CBR 600F4, Suzuki GSXR 600. First 600 Supersport win, April 26, 1998 Willow Springs International Raceway. Number of 600 Supersport wins, 6. Highest championship position, first, 1999. AMA 750 Superstock. Teams, Hypercycle Suzuki. Motorcycles, Suzuki GSXR 750. First 750 Supersport win, April 19, 1998 Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. Number of 750 Supersport wins, 5. Highest championship position, 4th, 1998. AMA Formula Extreme. Teams, Arion Honda. Motorcycles, Honda CBR 900RR. First Formula Extreme win, April 17, 1998 Willow Springs International Raceway. Number of Formula Extreme wins, 7. Highest championship position, 2nd, 1999. Career statistics. Supersport World Championship. Races by year. Superbike World Championship. By season. Asterisk season still in progress. Races by year. Asterisk season still in progress. Grand Prix motorcycle racing. By season. By class. Races by year. Key. Races in bold indicate pole position. Personal life. Hayden had 2 brothers, Tommy and Roger Lee, both professional motorcycle racers, and two sisters, Jenny and Kathleen. In 2010, Tommy raced in the AMA, and Roger Lee competed in the Superbike World Championship. His traditional racing number, 69, was the same number his father used. His father jokes that the number was selected because it could still be read when he frequently ended up upside down in the dirt. Hayden became engaged to Jackie Marin in May 2016. Death. On May 17, 2017, Hayden was hit by a car while riding his bicycle near Rimini, Italy. Hayden was riding alone at the time of the accident, which took place at around 1400 CEST, UTC+2. Earlier he had ridden with his friend Dennis Pazoglini at some point in the morning or early afternoon. Hayden's final Instagram photo shows the two together and confirms that Hayden was wearing a helmet. The crash occurred at the intersection of Via Ca. Raffaelli and Via Tavolta in Misano Adriatico. Hayden was traveling west on Via Ca. Raffaelli when he was struck by a Peugeot 207cc as he entered the street to cross Via Tavolta. The driver of the car stated that he was on his way to work when Hayden passed through a stop sign and suddenly appeared in front of him. He was unable to avoid a collision. The speed of the driver is not yet known, but the impact of Hayden slamming into the windshield was strong enough to completely shatter it and dent down the roof of the car. Hayden's bicycle was found in the nearby ditch with its frame snapped in half. According to Italian newspaper La Gazzetta dello Sport, a security camera recorded the crash, displaying Hayden apparently not halting at a stop sign and possibly distracted by his iPod. Hayden was taken to Rimini Hospital with severe injuries, and was subsequently moved to the major trauma unit at the Maurizio Bufalini Hospital in Cesena for possible surgery. Hayden's injuries were so severe that he was not placed into a medically induced coma and did not receive any surgery. Whether Hayden was in a natural coma or not during his last days is not known. The extent of Hayden's injuries was described as polytrauma, including a traumatic brain injury that resulted in severe cerebral damage. He also suffered a broken femur, broken pelvis, and multiple fractured vertebrae. As a result of the injuries, Hayden was placed on life support in an intensive care unit. After no signs of recovery, Hayden died in the hospital on May 22, 2017, 5 days after the accident. He was 35 years old. References external links official website, profile on motope.com, profile on worldsbk.com. Nicky Hayden, Motope rider biography at Motorcycle USA.